Good evening, D-Dogs. This is Venom broadcasting from a makeshift studio on Mother Base. Tonight I've got a guest who needs no introduction, or maybe he does, as he is always near but hard to spot. Of course, I am talking about our leader, our warfare guru, and our main inspiration as expendable soldiers, Big Boss. Welcome, Boss.
Venom, you know I don't like spotlights, never have, but I'm here. Let's talk and shed some light and maybe some inspiration to our brothers in arms. So, where do we start?
Let's go back to that night in Ground Zeroes, 1975, Camp Omega. You infiltrated that fortress to extract Chico and Paz. I wasn't there physically, but it kind of feels like I was. Tell me, Boss, what was it truly like diving into that prison from hell? What was the first thing that hit you when you climbed that slippery cliff?
It was no hell, more like a swamp graveyard. Rain was pounding, visibility was garbage, wind was torture. Every corner of that place reeked of betrayal. Chico was broken, and Paz, you know what we found in her guts? It was personal, Frank. I mean, venom, not just for them, but, to protect what we built. Looking back now, every step in that base was like a warning. No one's untouchable, not even me. Nor you. They were testing us, testing me, seeing how far I'd go, what I'd sacrifice, and every silent takedown felt hollow because I just knew there was a layer beneath it all that I hadn't cracked. That's the real conspiracy of Ground Zeroes. Not just what happened inside those fences, but the subtle, almost invisible hand that guided every painful revelation, every tragic outcome. It was the birth of our phantom pain, a wound designed to bleed for years. They wanted to break more than just bodies that night. They wanted to break our very essence, and they damn near succeeded.
You faced it all alone in there, Boss. It's just you and the rain and those whispers. I carry your memories, the phantom limb of your heavy guilt and remorse, but how do you deal with it, and how do you go forward from that dark place?
I keep that to myself, Venom. Guilt doesn't win wars. I did what had to be done. And you, carrying my name, my scars, my killings, what's that feel like? You should have an idea. You're pretty good at it. It's a luxury we can't afford in our line of work. I did what had to be done. I extracted them. That was the mission. The consequences, they're a weight you learn to carry, or it crushes you. You don't deal with it. You compartmentalize. You push it down deep and focus on the next objective. Because if you let it fester, it poisons you and your men.
Well, I'm your shadow, Boss, and it feels heavy. I understand the cost of every victory. That night you were the only one truly in the dark, truly bearing that burden. I feel respect and fear, Boss. A healthy dose of fear for what one man has to endure. It makes you wonder, after everything, after all those sacrifices, was it worth it? What was the end game in your mind?
The end game, survival, for them, for us, for the ideal of what Mother Base represented. Every bullet I dodged, every guard I neutralized wasn't just about getting Paz and Chico out. It was about buying time. Time to understand why Cypher had gone rogue, why they'd hit us like this. That base, Camp Omega, it was just the first shot fired in a conflict that would consume us all. I was seeing the pieces fall into place, the grand design of their betrayal, and it made me sick. Sick to my stomach, but also resolute. If they wanted a war, they'd get one. That's when you came along. I couldn't pull it off alone.
Even after what happened in the helicopter, the discovery of the second device, the chaos, the sudden violent end to everything you just salvaged from that hell?
The helicopter, that was pure pure, unadulterated shock. The moment Paz spoke those words, the second bomb, the sheer audacity of it, the precision of their contingency. It wasn't just a physical explosion, V. It was the explosion of trust, of hope, of everything we thought we had secured. One moment we were pulling clear of that cursed place, the next, oblivion, the rotor blades screaming, the world turning on its side. It was a clean sweep, a clinical surgical strike designed to erase everything. And for a moment, I felt utterly powerless, a feeling I hadn't known in decades.
So what pulled you through that kind of powerlessness? It breaks the hardest men.
Spite, maybe, a stubborn refusal to be extinguished, and the faces, all the soldiers we'd lost, all the men who'd believed in MSF in my vision, Miller, etc. You don't get to crumble when so many others depend on you. You grit your teeth, you pull yourself out of the wreckage, and you keep going. Because the mission, the true mission, it was far from over. It had just begun, and Zero was not ready for it.
I remember glimpses, whispers. What did you hear on those comms, boss? What did the grunts on the ground reveal about what Cypher and XOF were really doing in that place?
I remember a patrol just outside the main admin building. 2 soldiers, nervous as hell, talking about a third prisoner. Not Chico, not Paz, someone else, a deeper secret. They spoke of a cell hidden away, something even they were kept in the dark about. Just a flicker of a conversation, but it stuck with me. Who was this third phantom? What did they know that was so critical it needed a ghost cell? And then there were the cassette tapes, that fragmented intel. It wasn't just intelligence, Venom, it was breadcrumbs designed to lead me, to lead MSF down a path they'd already laid out. Looking back, every piece of data felt orchestrated. It was less about what we discovered and more about what they wanted us to find. A deliberate information war. Even then, they were setting the stage for something far grander, far more devastating than just a raid on a black site. There had to be a grand architect behind all of it. Maybe that Japanese guy with funny glasses. Unsolved mysteries. That whole damn place was a question mark wrapped in razor wire. Every file I snatched, every snippet of conversation I overheard, it painted a picture, but the full canvas was always just out of reach. There were rumors among the grunts, hushed tones, about experiments in other parts of the camp, whispers of a phantom unit that operated outside normal channels, even for XOF. Their brutality wasn't random. It was a method, a message. The Patriots are still in control and will be for decades until the people wakes up. Even if a non-patriot, an elite outsider gets in office one day, it will be a hell of a fight because they are already feeling cornered. So keep this in mind. A cornered fox is more dangerous than a jackal. The battle will be long and they will die fighting dirty. Damn it, have to go. Keep it up, soldier.
And here we are, still fighting. Thank you, boss. We will continue this ASAP. Keep low, D-Dogs. Venom out.